The phenomenon of crystal skulls, intricate carvings painstakingly rendered in quartz crystal, has captivated imaginations for over a century, sparking debates about their origin, purpose, and authenticity. Are they remnants of a lost, advanced civilization, ancient Mayan artifacts imbued with mystical power, or clever modern forgeries? The allure of these skulls lies in their perceived connection to a history shrouded in mystery, suggesting a sophisticated understanding of crystal properties and artistry far beyond what mainstream archaeology traditionally attributes to pre-Columbian cultures, particularly those of Central and South America. The current fascination with crystal skulls largely began with the work of journalist and spiritualist Frank Dudley Godfrey in the early 1900s, who claimed to have acquired several skulls from a Tibetan Lama named Professor Jose Maria Uricoechea. Godfrey's account, detailed in his 1911 book, The Crystal Skulls of the Mayas, presented the skulls as powerful artifacts used by Mayan priests for divination, healing, and communication with the spirit world, objects capable of holding vast amounts of information and projecting images. He described the Lama's story, which linked the skulls to a Mayan high priesthood who hid them in subterranean caves to prevent their destruction by Spanish conquistadors during the 16th century. The narrative was compelling, a tale of ancient wisdom, cultural preservation, and the enduring power of mystical objects, and it quickly captured the public's attention, particularly within spiritualist and New Age circles. However, from a scientific and archaeological perspective, the evidence supporting Godfrey's claims and the notion that the skulls are genuine Mayan artifacts has steadily eroded over the decades, with increasing evidence pointing towards a far more recent origin. The initial skepticism stemmed from the sheer improbability of finding such exquisitely carved objects in Mayan ruins or associated with known Mayan sites, despite extensive archaeological exploration. Early research by archaeologist Alfred Befiste Kidder, considered a leading expert on Mayan civilization, found no mention of crystal skulls in historical records, Mayan codices, or archaeological discoveries. Kidder's assessment, published in 1948, cast serious doubt on the skull's authenticity, stating that the idea of Mayan priests using such objects was unsupported by any evidence and not in keeping with what we know about Mayan culture. Furthermore, the lack of wear and tear consistent with centuries of handling and burial, combined with the presence of modern tool marks, began to raise further concerns. Detailed microscopic analysis revealed that the skulls were carved using modern industrial diamond-coated saws and polishing wheels, tools not available during the Mayan period. These findings were definitively supported by the work of Igor and Hans A. Danilov, two independent researchers who meticulously examined several of the most prominent skulls in the 1970s and 1980s. The Danilovs demonstrated that the carving process required a level of precision and specialized equipment far exceeding the capabilities of Mayan artisans, and identified specific modern tool marks and manufacturing techniques. They also pointed out inconsistencies in the origins of the skulls, tracing them back to a relatively small number of sources, primarily to a single workshop in Germany during the 19th century. One of the most widely recognized skulls, known as the Mitchell-Hedges skull, originally touted as possessing a third eye, was definitively linked to a German workshop owned by Walter Baum and Otto Müller in the late 1800s. The Mitchell-Hedges skull's supposed third eye, revealed in a dramatic photograph taken in 1925, was later proven to be an artificially inserted piece of quartz, further undermining its authenticity. The story surrounding the Mitchell-Hedges skull, propagated by British explorer F.A. Mitchell-Hedges and his son, involved a fabricated tale of discovery in Belize, adding to the skull's mystique and appeal. While the narrative of discovery resonated with audiences, it lacked credible evidence and contradicted known geological formations in the region. The widespread acceptance of the crystal skull's authenticity despite the accumulating evidence against them is a complex phenomenon, rooted in a confluence of factors including spiritual beliefs, New Age movements, and the desire for a tangible link to ancient wisdom. The skull's association with Mayan civilization, a culture shrouded in mystery and intrigue, further fueled their appeal, providing a ready-made framework for fantastical narratives and spiritual interpretations. The narrative of preservation, emphasizing the skull's role in safeguarding ancient knowledge from destruction, added a layer of romanticism and responsibility, encouraging belief and protection. The perception of the skulls as possessing unique energies or abilities, often attributed to their crystal composition and intricate carvings, further solidified their status as powerful artifacts within certain spiritual communities. However, from a scientific perspective, there is no credible evidence to support the claim that crystal skulls possess any special properties or abilities beyond those of any other quartz crystal. The continued fascination with crystal skulls, despite the overwhelming scientific evidence of their modern origin, underscores the power of belief, narrative, and the enduring human desire to connect with the past, even if that connection is based on fabrication. The story of the crystal skulls serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of critical thinking, evidence-based reasoning, and the potential for misinformation to persist even in the face of overwhelming scientific scrutiny. While the mystery surrounding the crystal skulls may not be resolved to everyone's satisfaction, the scientific evidence firmly establishes their origin as a product of 19th and 20th century craftsmanship, not as ancient Mayan artifacts. The legacy of the crystal skulls is a complex tapestry of craftsmanship, fabrication, belief, and the enduring allure of the unexplained.